bet it's a bullet gonna get the last laugh.
Currently in Tekken 8, there's a little bit of a debate going on between pros and some YouTubers about whether or not in Tekken 8 there is a inflation in rank or there is a deflation in rank. Now, I'm just looking at all of these players talk about this, and I am just like a casual Yoshimitsu button mashing scrub. And the ranks that they're talking about is the rank that I am. And it's interesting to see the way, like for example, the tweet that kind of kicked this all off is Speed Kicks. I made a video about this and I was uploading it to YouTube, and then I seen that the main man already covered this topic, and I watched this video. While I was watching this video, some of my ideas changed, but then some of my ideas evolved, which is why I decided to take that video down and redo it. I do not think Tekken Emperor is the new Fujin. What the main man says here is pretty interesting. I want to look at this video, I want to pause some things, and I want to add a little bit more to it.
The level of play is higher in Tekken 8, and there's no fucking rankflation to be seen.
I agree, and I can see how people disagree with this, because where I'm at right now, it is brutal. It is absolutely brutal. Players are playing incredibly well. But then on the flip side, if you go back to like lower ranks, like let's say red, or you go to orange, I think the Eddie bot that was causing havoc like a month and a half ago or whatever, I think that definitely changed a lot of players' perception. That bot was able to beat some red ranks, many orange ranks, and all of those orange and red ranks in the past in Tekken 7, they were in green, they were in yellow. This is the thing, like Tekken 8 did give everyone a free joyride all the way to yellow. Some people never in their life achieved yellow. So in the early stages of ranked, I do think there is a sort of rank inflation. But once you get to blue ranks, I think all of that inflated rank garbage cuts out. And I found out the brutal way. I got demoted 2 times because I wasn't taking my opponents serious. And then once I started to lock in and focus, I was able to get my rank back. But I do agree with the main man where when you get to those top ranks, it is no longer a joke. But let's look at another clip.
I would even talk about a rank deflation, because I know plenty of people who are very good at this game who had a significantly higher rank in Tekken 7 than they have right now.
So here's the part where I disagree with the main man. He's saying that there's, and I'm not saying that he's wrong, I'm just saying from my experience, it's the opposite. He is saying that he know people who had a higher rank in Tekken 7, and in Tekken 8, they cannot surpass that. I surpassed my highest rank in Tekken 7, which was an Emperor. The equivalent of Emperor in Tekken 8 is Tekken King, so I'm one above that. Later on in the video, he also said,
anyone I see online who has reached, say Tekken King, to me it's the equivalent of like Tekken God Prime in Tekken 7.
Here's the biggest distinction I feel. In Tekken 7, I could not consistently beat people who were Tekken God Prime. In Tekken 8, I can consistently beat people who are Tekken God of Destruction. I don't know if it's because Yoshimitsu's OP and I'm just carried by the character, or if there's real rank inflation going on. But that is just something that I noticed personally. The way I look at Tekken God Primes in Tekken 7 is a stark difference from God of Destruction in Tekken 8. I don't know why they're so easy to beat, but I just be clapping. You guys see the footage in my videos. You know I'm not lying. Go back, watch my videos. You can see I'm just clapping up many God of Destructions like it's nothing. Next clip from the main man.
I am now observing in rank that the people who 2 months ago, strong fucking players, competitive players, they had Tekken God rank, they've now been demoted sometimes as far back as to like bussin'.
And I do think there is some truth to that. I'll be watching the iMusician stream. I don't know if you guys are subscribed to the channel. He uploads gameplay and whatnot. But there's a lot of players now that he's going up against who has Tekken God or Tekken God Supreme. And it's like back when the game came out, everyone had God of Destruction. And I don't know if they're using alternate characters. I don't know whose people mains are. But it's just interesting that I personally am seeing a lot more people with that Tekken God and that Tekken God Supreme tag, where a couple of months ago, it was destructions all around.
But what you are going to see more and more, those of you who have reached Fujin, is that you're going to get matched up with people like me, who have God of Destruction.
So one thing that I don't like about Tekken 8, in Tekken 7, you were able to press select and you can see what that person's like highest rank is. Like, let's say if you're fighting a blue rank, you press select and you can see that the person is a Tekken God Prime. You're like, oh, wow, Tekken God Prime. You know to really focus, lock in. In Tekken 8, you can't press that select function. I do understand that they kind of want you to look at Tekken Prowess, but in my opinion, I think Tekken Prowess is an inaccurate way to judge skill, because Tekken Prowess only tells you that the person plays multiple characters. This is a discussion that we had in the past, that how many characters you play impacts your Tekken Prowess more than anything, and as such, it's kind of useless using that as a metric to tell how powerful someone is.
And I also want to say that if you've reached Fujin in this game, like really, really well done. It's very tough hitting that rank.
And then at the end here, the main man says if you reach Fujin, you should be very proud of your rank. There's another clip of him where he says if you reach Tekken King, you should also be very proud of yourself.
But this is also why I try to tell you guys, like, if you've reached Tekken King, for example, be very, very, very happy with your rank. Very happy with your rank, because at Tekken King and above, it's basically competitive play.
And I think that's true. Like, even if you reach like purple, blue, like any of those ranks, I know it's like very congested and blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. You have guys who are professional Tekken players. They wake up in the morning and it's their job to be good at Tekken. Those guys will then turn around and tell someone who works a 9 to 5 at a coal factory they're trash at Tekken because they're not also just as good as them. It's like, bro, it's your job to be good at Tekken. A lot of people play Tekken in their spare time. Like in this clip, and I'm not talking about the main man, I love that the main man is giving like a fair take. I feel like a lot of people on Twitter just give these hot takes and just say stuff just so they could get a bunch of likes and people will agree. It's like, the ranks is trash, fix the game, and then they get 1,000 likes. Like on Twitter, you really don't have to dig deep and really explain why you feel the way you feel. You don't have to provide evidence. So in short, I think two things are happening. I think in low ranks, you have an inflation in ranks, but then at high ranks, you have a deflation in ranks. I think both of those things is pushing the player base in, is squeezing the player base. And if you look at the rank placements, you can see that squishing. People are getting pushed out of orange, but then all of the God of Destructions and just the people who really know how to play Tekken is keeping them from progressing beyond blue. And when you look at it, it's like two hands squishing everyone in between purple, red, and kind of orange. That is where the majority of players are stuck. It's because both sides is pushing, and you got to be very good to push it back against the direction that you want to go. So that's my opinion.